Hello, hello, my friends. It is time for the early February candle chat. This is a video that I like to do twice a month where I share with you the candles that I have pulled out of my collection and decided that I want to give some priority burn time in the early part of this month. Now, if you are new to my channel, first, a warm welcome. Hi, I'm Katie. I love to talk about all things candles here, whether those are empties, fragrance combination suggestions, dedicated videos, video reviews. Obviously, there's a lot of videos on this channel. Oh my word. What else do I like to do here? Hauls every once in a while. If you like that type of candle content, please make sure you hit the subscribe button and stick around. But in this video today, I am going to be sharing with you a variety of some candles that are maybe newer fragrances, but a couple of them are just old standbys. They're fragrances that I have loved for years, and they are ones that I am definitely excited to burn here in early February. So in this first part of February, a lot of us are looking towards Valentine's Day, or maybe you're not. I mean, in my household, it's not really that big of a deal. I've been married for 17 years, almost 18 years. And my husband and I, clearly we love each other and whatnot, but it's just not a holiday that we get all crazy and wild about. But a lot of us oftentimes will think of like maybe some chocolate scents, or maybe you gravitate more towards rose fragrances. I kind of fall a little bit in between. And to be honest with you, I feel like what inspires me to pull from my collection is really a little bit more dependent upon the weather that I am currently experiencing. So on the day that I am filming this video, it is 75 degrees outside today, which I know I'm not saying that for you to be jealous, but Arizona winters are pretty much what spring is in a lot of other areas of the country. However, we have about a week of rain coming up. In fact, almost the entire first half of February looks quite rainy and cold for us. So that does impact the fragrances that I am reaching for. So let's not waste any more time. Let's go ahead and just talk about the candles that I have pulled from my collection. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and start out with KRINGLE Candle here. I pulled out another one of these Ramekin, what are these, vessels? Now, I believe that these were released somewhere around November 2023. They seem to be released with very little fanfare. I didn't really hear a whole lot about them. I did purchase 2 of these Ramekin style jars. I do have a review up on the other one that I did, which I think was Campfire Marshmallow Dip. This one is Vanilla Almond Swirl. So the fragrance notes on this are vanilla, almond, sweet milk, and sugar cane. Now, this candle to me, yes, I do get vanilla. The almond note in here is not quite as nutty as, say, there's another fragrance in here that has an almond note in it, and that one is definitely more of like a savory fragrance. This is like a sweet almond scent. It almost reminds me, I'm not detecting strawberry. Is it maybe a little bit of like that cherry almond type of fragrance? I feel like that's what this leans towards a little bit more. Not quite like Jergens cherry almond, but I don't know. The sweetness in here seems to have like a berry derivative to it, but it's not really a berry that I can fully distinguish. It's like an artificial smell. But regardless, I do plan to burn this one. I will do a dedicated review on it once I get a couple of more burns in on it. To be honest with you, my Campfire Marshmallow Dip, I'm having some issues with the wicks really wanting to pull out for me. So I'll keep you guys posted. That will probably be in my February empties video, but yeah, I'm excited to burn this one. I do plan to burn this possibly with KRINGLE Candles Macaroons, the original one, which I know it should be Macarons because that's what is pictured on there, but the original Macaron candle, not the one that was just released. I think that this would be a beautiful pairing with that. And then there's another candle in here that I'm planning to burn alongside with this one. While we are on the topic of KRINGLE, I did purchase the new sprinkled Macaroons. Again, these are Macarons, not Macaroons. And here's the thing. This, I believe, well, at the time that I'm filming this video, it is sold out. It's come into stock just like maybe once or twice, and it's quickly back out of stock afterwards. So this fragrance is marketed as kind of like a vanilla macaron type of fragrance, but I'm going to tell you, I've burned this candle once so far, and now even on cold sniff, it's funny because when I got this one into, came to my house, I opened up the packaging, I was so excited to open it up, and I smelled it, and I was like, this smells familiar. I'm not gonna go so far as to say it's a repackage, but I believe that this smells very, very similar to Marshmallow Morning. In fact, I feel like this is like the sophisticated older sister to Marshmallow Morning. It's definitely more potent and powerful. Marshmallow Morning was very light for me. It's a nice fragrance, but it's very light to me. There is kind of like a toasted nuttiness in here. You get some of that vanilla. It's kind of a creamy fragrance. I don't really detect almond in this one. Like, I detect an almond note more so in the original Macaron candle, but I don't really detect it in this one. This is a nice, I would say kind of like a year-round gourmand fragrance. It doesn't really scream any one particular season. I think that this one will be a nice blending candle. In fact, what fragrance was it that I think I was planning on burning this with? I was just thinking of it. What was it? It'll come to me when I know what fragrance it is that I was thinking about. Oh, you know what it is? Yeah, there's another Bath & Body Works candle here that I think I might try burning it with. But it's a nice fragrance. It's not one that I feel like is, I don't know. It's not completely unique and new to me from the Kringle lineup. And by the way, I am a Kringle candle ambassador. I do have a discount code with them. It's KATIE15. It'll save you 15% on your orders. I always say that in there just to be completely transparent with all of you. But just, I always share my honest thoughts too. I like that candle, but I think that it's not entirely unique because I feel like I've smelled it already before in another Kringle candle. Now, talking about a candle that they need to bring back in the Reserve lineup because so many people love this one. Every time I look at it, I think of my friend Drew here. I think he must have like 10 of these in backup. This is Jelly Donut. Now, this was part of the Reserve launch in early 2023. Oh my word, this fragrance is so good. You get that like raspberry filling of like a jellied donut. It's bright, it's cheery. You get some of that fried donut accord in the background. It's really nice. And what I recall from burning it last year, it was very, very strong for me. I do plan to pair this with another candle here that I will talk about. I kind of give you guys some teasers here, but trust me, I will let you know the combinations that I'm going to use. But oh, this is a really, really good one, a powerhouse. Kringle, please, please, please pour more of these. We are clamoring for it. We want it desperately, please. That is a really nice candle. All right, let's go ahead and talk about some HOMEWORX candles, also an affiliate with them. None of the candles in this video, by the way, are PR or yeah, I purchased all of these candles with my own money. Fun fact, actually, I would say 95% of my collection are candles that I purchased on my own. So I always like to disclose that, but I do have an affiliate discount code with them if you would like to use it. All right, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and pull up this. I'm not gonna be able to hold it up for very long, so I will pop up a picture of it. This is my luxe-sized candle of Spun Vanilla Sugar. Now, I purchased this last year. I don't know if, yeah, you can tell there how much I have burned through. So I burned this quite a bit last year, but I think I want to get this down. I think maybe my goal would be to at least get to the halfway mark on this. Now, this is one of the 80-ounce luxe candles. The fragrance notes on Spun Vanilla Sugar are spun sugar, whipped cream, sugared lemon, and vanilla. Now, I'm going to tell you, this is one of my favorite fragrances from HOMEWORX, and it's been around for a long time. I'm sorry, I'm trying to like balance this here. You know what? I think I just need to set it back down on my little table here. This one, you get that really sweet sugar note, but you do smell a hint of that lemon. Like, I wouldn't smell this candle and be like, oh, that's a lemon candle. This is not like limoncello cupcake or something like that. But that hint of lemon just cuts down what could be overwhelmingly cloyingly sweet spun sugar type of smell, and it just balances it out a little bit. I absolutely love this fragrance. It's very versatile. I actually plan on burning this candle with Jelly Donut. I think the two of them in different rooms will be really complementary of one another because, again, that one kind of has that like raspberry in there, and then this has just a hint of lemon and vanilla in it. I also think if you have Kringle Candles Christmas Cake Pops, I know that was marketed as a holiday candle, but that one does have a lemon vanilla like base to it as well. I think that would be another excellent combination that you can use. But that's a really, really good gourmand fragrance. Talking here about another HOMEWORX candle, and I know that I keep beating the drum. You heard me talk about this in my empties video, and I actually did a dedicated review on this candle. Now this is one that I think that I will finish burning probably within the first week of February, because I have one more of these left in my collection, but this is HOMEWORX Black Tie. Now, I did do a dedicated review on this, and I know that this candle, I think a lot of people read the fragrance notes and they're scared off by it, but this is the most underrated candle in my collection. It is so good. It is a powerhouse. This, if you are aiming for, let's set the mood for Valentine's Day vibes, you know what I'm talking about. This is the one. Men, if you want to pretend like you're James Bond, this is like the James Bond of candles. It smells so, so good. So the fragrance notes here, stay with me. They are patchouli, aged bourbon, Palo Santo, smoked vanilla bean. If there was a cologne that smelled like this, oh my goodness, I would be all over my husband smelling like this. I will go ahead and direct you to the dedicated review on this candle. I will have that linked in the description box down below. But this one is so good. The notes, I know, they're scary. They sound like, oh my goodness, it's gonna be too intense. The patchouli and the bourbon and that smoked vanilla bean, and what was the other note in here? Palo Santo. The Palo Santo and that smoked vanilla bean kind of lend some sweetness to the patchouli and the bourbon. It's boozy without smelling like you just like drank a ton of alcohol or whatnot. It's just, this is an incredible scent. It just reminds me of like a sophisticated man. Like this is like Sean Connery, James Bond. Like, oh, it's good, you guys. Trust me on this one. It's so, so good. The only thing is that this is in one of the 3-wick vessels. So it's listed at $25 on the site. I would wait to see if there's a sale. I hope they run a good sale on that. I haven't heard any word on that, but yeah, that it's a good one. All right, another candle from HOMEWORX that I always love burning in the month of February is Birthday Cake. Now this to me is honestly the best cake fragrance on the market. If you are looking for a true, genuine, authentic vanilla cake fragrance, this is it. This is the one you want. The fragrance notes are vanilla cake, whipped cream, caramelized sugars, and happy wishes. All right, so I have 2 of these in my collection because I really enjoy burning this in the month of February because both of my daughters have birthdays actually in late February, so we get the party started a little bit earlier in the earlier parts of February. This candle, I'm gonna give it to Harry Slatkin. He is still the king of gourmands when it comes to putting together fragrances that are just so authentic and real. I know, and don't get me wrong, I mean, clearly there's some gourmands that I love from Kringle, there's some that I love from Bath & Body Works, but if you were to tell me like gourmand fragrances, who does them best, it's still Harry Slatkin in my opinion. This is just so authentic. This literally smells like I am baking a cake. If people walk into your home and do not find a cake that looks like this sitting on the counter, they might be a little bit disappointed. So just letting you know, that is how authentic this fragrance is. You get the perfect balance of the sweetness of the frosting mixed with the actual cake note. It is one of my favorite fragrances. Spoiler alert, you might see it. I have a video coming up very, very soon that is a collaboration with one of my dear friends here on YouTube, and we might be talking about some candles in this fragrance category. Just a little sneak peek there. All right, and then in front of me, I have a couple of Bath & Body Works candles. You guys know I have always been a little critical of Bath & Body Works. I feel like my relationship with them can be a little tumultuous. We're hot and cold, and I guess right now we're kind of hot, I guess. But I have 5 Bath & Body Works candles that I've pulled into my rotation for this month. The first one, it's funny. This one I think was a little bit polarizing. I saw Meet Miss Marie. She was the first one here on YouTube that I kind of saw give some love to this candle. She was curious about it. She did a review. And this is a candle that I purchased, I think around Candle Day. This is Hot Pink Cocoa. Now I see Sneeko the Diva, who works for Bath & Body Works. She says, nobody wants this one. Just package it up and save it for summer SAS. But it's funny, this is a candle that when I saw the fragrance notes, I'm like, yeah, I'm not gonna like that one. And then when I went in store to do an exchange, I was like, oh, I actually kind of like that. Okay, so the fragrance notes on this are sweet ruby chocolate, whipped vanilla cream, and raspberry sprinkles. I definitely get like a candied raspberry in here as well as a vanilla note. It's interesting that they say chocolate because I don't like Bath & Body Works chocolate. I've kind of come to that conclusion. Most of their chocolate fragrances just don't do it for me. And I don't really detect a whole lot of chocolate in this fragrance on cold. I haven't burned it yet, but I don't detect that. I am actually planning to burn this fragrance along with Birthday Cake because I think the two of them will complement one another. But this one, I'm excited to give it a burn. I mean, I purchased it on Candle Day, so I got it, I think, for like around $10 maybe. So this is one that when I smelled it, I thought, you know what, that's gonna be a good candle for Valentine's Day because there's something about it that just reminds me of like, I don't know, Valentine's Day candy, like the fruity kind. I don't know, but I do like it. Another candle that I have done a dedicated review on already is Almond Croissant. Now this is part of the Spring 1 lineup at Bath & Body Works. Fragrance notes on this are toasted almonds, vanilla glaze, and flaky croissant. So yes, I did do a dedicated review that will be linked in the description box down below if you want further thoughts on like how it burns and everything like that. But this candle, I actually was just burning it this morning. You can see I'm about the halfway mark on here. The wicks are doing well for me. They're a little bit thicker wicks, but it's burning like a champ so far. It's doing a good job. I'm not getting any sooting. It's burning really cleanly for me. I will say that vanilla glaze note in here, throw that out. This fragrance to me is definitely more savory than it is sweet, which is why I think that this will be a good pairing with that vanilla almond swirl ramekin from KRINGLE Candle, because I think that I want kind of the balance of some sweetness with the savory, like buttery croissant. I definitely smell almond in here for sure, but it's definitely more of like that bready note is in here. Another fragrance that I like to burn this with from Bath & Body Works is pistachio and toasted vanilla, or toasted vanilla and pistachio. I always forget which one it is, but that fragrance, I love that one. I will burn them alongside one another. You can also, if you want, maybe if you're wanting like a full-on breakfast vibe in your home, try pairing it with Paris Cafe, or maybe if you have KRINGLE Candles Cozy and Warm, something like has that coffee fragrance to it, I think that this would complement really well. All right, another candle that is new to my lineup coming in January. I have also done another dedicated review on that. It is Hummingbird Tea Cake. This, oh goodness, you guys, this one, I love it. I did a review on it. This one is really good. Now it's so funny. When I did my review, everybody, I said, you know, I love this fragrance because the spice cake accord in here, I should read the notes real quick and then I'll get back to my point here. Pineapple cake batter, cinnamon spice, toasted pecans. Okay, so what I said in here was that I love the spice cake accord in here because it reminds me a lot of Somebody Loves You, that sweet carrot cake. I loved that fragrance last year from Bath & Body Works. And the packaging last year was so adorable. I wonder what they'll do this year. But anyways, I loved that fragrance. This one to me, the spice cake is the same. However, I don't get as much of that like cream cheese frosting as is in the Somebody Loves You, but instead the sweetness is coming from a fruity element. And I don't normally like pineapple fragrances, so initially I was like, yeah, okay, that makes sense if it's pineapple. And it's funny how sometimes you can hear what other people say about a fragrance and you're like, well, I didn't smell that. And then now that it's in your head that they've said that, you're kind of like, oh, well, yeah, I guess now I do smell that. So here's the funny thing, on cold, so my friends Connor and Fiona have both said they smell banana mixed in with this. And it's funny because banana was not the first thing that crossed my mind when I smelled this. Like artificial banana, not fresh banana. And now I'm like, oh yeah, I kind of do smell banana in here. But I love it. But it's funny because when it's burning, I definitely smell more of the spice cake accord. The sweetness is more like behind the scenes. This is a fragrance that I plan to burn with that KRINGLE sprinkled macaroons. I think that I'm gonna try combining those together. I also might try pairing this, or not try, but another combination I like with this is vanilla bean from Bath and Body Works. It adds like kind of that like frosting, marshmallowy goodness type of flavor to your household. So this one, 2 thumbs up. In fact, spoiler alert, I have 2 Bath and Body Works candles currently in my collection in the stars. I think I'm gonna go ahead and take those back to exchange them for one of these, and I'll go ahead and pull it out here. Nobody's gonna be surprised to see me exchanging for another one of these. Pink Lavender and Espresso. This was one of my top 5 favorite fragrances from Bath and Body Works in 2023. I was so excited to see it make a return this year. So the fragrance notes on Pink Lavender and Espresso are rich pink lavender, caramel espresso beans, smooth vanilla. This fragrance to me, oh, it is so good. And it's funny, I have never really considered myself a lavender lover, although I'm kind of challenging myself on that a little bit because there is another fragrance in my collection. I will talk about that at the end. I didn't include it in here, but it is still kind of in my candle rotation right now. That is also like lavender based, and I'm actually really enjoying it. But these lavender fragrances I like when we have sunny days, but they're still slightly like colder in the morning. This is a really nice winter to spring transitional scent in my opinion, because you get the warmth from the vanilla and the espresso. The espresso note is not as dominant as say like the one in Paris Cafe, but you do detect it. You definitely detect it. But the lavender note in here is very similar to another candle that I'm actually planning to pair alongside with it. But I really like this one. If you want a little bit more of that espresso coffee note, again, pair it with Paris Cafe. But if you're really digging that lavender vanilla combination, go ahead and reach for this one that was in the Candle Day Lavender Marshmallow. This is the one that I am going to pair with it because when I purchased this on Candle Day, I smelled this and I was like, oh, that smells awfully similar to the lavender note that they used in Pink Lavender Espresso. So the fragrance notes on Lavender Marshmallow are fluffy marshmallow, touch of lavender, fresh vanilla bean. Oh man, so good. So I like that I can kind of go either way here because I do have Paris Cafe in my collection. In fact, I didn't know if they were going to come back with Pink Lavender and Espresso. So when I smelled this one and when I saw Paris Cafe come back, I thought, well, I can burn those side by side and try to get the same effect. I haven't tried doing that yet, but I think it might work. I don't know. Let me know in the comment box if you have done that yet. So that is what I have pulled into my collection during this first part of February. Just to let you know that this is not an exhaustive and complete list. In fact, today I am burning another candle that I hope to have, I will have this review up before this video, but if not, it's coming soon. It is the HOMEWORX Fresh Start. I'm burning that candle right now. The other candles that I hinted at that are kind of lavender based, I've been burning Country Candle, which is a subsidiary of Kringle Candle. I've been burning their Lemon Lavender candle and 'Tis the Season. Those two combined, if you like kind of some lavender spa-like calming type of vibes, but clean vibes in your home, that's a great combination. So that's another one that I can see myself incorporating still in the month of February. And like I said, a lot of the candles that I am still working on from my late January candle chit chat are still in my rotation. I will make sure I link that video at the very end of this one so you can check that out if you want to see some other candles that I might be burning, because I'm aware that a lot of you are still kind of in the dreary days of winter. I've heard a lot of people say that they hate the month of February because it just feels so bleak and you're tired of winter, you want spring, but it's a little bit different for me because like I said, the climate where I live is pretty different in the month of February. All right, let me know in the comment box down below, what candles are you pulling into your rotation this early part of February? I would be, if I could speak, I would be curious to know what candles you gravitate towards. Are you ready for spring? Are you wanting some florals, or are you still on the gourmand train? Are you still wanting to burn cozy, fiery, tree fragrances. I don't know. I don't know where you fall. I know a lot of you guys are all over the map here, but I just share with us down in the community what you are burning, or maybe one of your favorite candle combinations. I know we are always looking to use up our stash, and sometimes looking for candles that we can combine and complement one another is a great way for us to focus on doing that. Please hit the thumbs up button if you enjoyed this video. It really helps get my videos out with the old YouTube algorithm. Stay tuned for tomorrow. I do have that fun collaboration video coming up. And I want to say thank you so very, very much for spending your time here with me. Until my next one, I hope you all go out and have a very blessed day. Bye.